What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today we have a brand new Xur Location and Inventory review for the weekend of January 28th to the 31st, and so let's get started. So first things first, Xur is located in the Tower Hangar. Alright, so let's take a look at what he has. Firstly, in terms of exotics, we've got the two-tailed fox rocket launcher here. Then we've got the shards of Galanor for the hunter. 65, good mobility, good recovery, okay intellect. This is honestly not a terrible roll. It's just that this exotic's not super meta right now. Line ramparts here with quite a lot of strength, and that's basically the main focus. Like, these are decent, or actually quite good movement exotics. Then we've got the Carnison armlets here for the Warlock, and here 63, and then a lot of mobility. I think the other two definitely have better rolls than this one. Okay, now let's move on to the legendary weapons. Firstly, I mean, an auto-loading Vorpal weapon 7 Seraph isn't the worst thing in the world, and remember, this can make Warmind cells. Ooh, okay, this is pretty independent. Okay, this is a pretty solid Night Watch pickup. A Night Watch with explosive is insane for PvE, and remember, scout rifles are a featured anti-champion weapon next season, so seriously consider picking this up if you don't have a better Night Watch. Then we've got the Nature of the Beast with Under Pressure Dragonfly, Then we've got Wishbringer, Field Prep Opening Shot, again, meh. We've got, okay, honestly, like a full bore Accurized for like max out range plus hip fire grip plus Eye of the Storm first in last out. Generally, I think you probably want something other than Eye of the Storm, but if you do get mid combat and get hit a few times, Eye of the Storm could like get you a headshot with the first and last out in PvP when you aim, mid chest, right? Your accuracy is going to massively increase. So honestly, what I'm looking at here is really not a terrible first and last out PvP roll. So consider getting that if you want it. Then we've got a Falling Guillotine here. This is a pretty interesting one, okay? So this is Relentless plus Surrounded. So generally, Relentless plus Whirlwind Blade was the absolute wombo combo god roll, right? But Whirlwind Blade has been nerfed. Now you're going to have to hit an enemy up to 10 times for it to get its max damage. Surround is going to give you that like 25% right away. As soon as it's active, as soon as there's enemies nearby, it's going to activate and give you that bonus from the get-go. So actually, Relentless plus Surrounded, when Surrounded is active, might actually out DPS, it for sure will initially, Whirlwind Blade. So consider picking this up as a replacement to the now nerfed previous god roll. Then we've got a Third Axiom Surplus Opening Shot. Not a big fan of that. Moving on from there, let's check the armor here. I am on the Titan. So, okay, actually, whoa. We got a Recovery Intellect, that's like the classic spikes you want, plus 6 to everything else, 60 total. 60 is a little on the lower end, but this is honestly a great pickup if you're a new player. Then we've got, whoa, okay, 64 is looking a little bit better. Huge Resilience, huge Intellect. I mean, this is the character you want Resilience on. This is a fantastic chess piece. Seriously consider getting this. Then we've got the helmet here, great recovery spike, and then a little bit of discipline and intellect, 61 total. This is solid as well. Like, honestly, this is, again, something you should consider, especially if you're a new player. And we end here, so close. So 66 is very good, intellect spike, but then we do have, I think, the plus 16 to mobility is just a little too much, unless you're going for like a max mobility Titan. In my opinion, I would rather have that in resilience, recovery, discipline, something else. But seriously, Titan's kind of spoiled this weekend. All of these are pretty solid armor rolls. All right, guys, now let's move on from there to the Warlock. Okay, so for the Warlock, let's check these gauntlets here. 60 is not terrible, but in my opinion, too much mobility and resilience, so I'm going to pass on that. All right, 62, again, a lot of resilience. Now, there is an argument for resilience if you're running well, especially the health of the well is based on your resilience. So this is like an okay pickup for a chess piece if you specifically need that stat. As for the hood, we see a little bit of a discipline spike, and that's really the only spike we can see here. And then the legs, 59. Like, none of these are really that spiky. The biggest spike here really is the chest armor with resilience. So these are kind of all just pretty average, and frankly, all of them are worse than basically anything the Titan had. I'm gonna be honest. So this weekend, yeah, not looking so good for the Warlock guys. Let's check the Hunter. All right, guys, for the Hunter, let's see these gauntlets. 58's a little low, and this is really not quite spiky. I mean, unfortunately, the 3 spikes are mobility, recovery, strength, which is what you want, just on the lower end. Oh my goodness, that is the least spiky thing I've ever seen. 60 is a little bit on the lower end. I'm just gonna skip that. The helmet here, okay, 63 is not terrible. And this is going to be spiky in mobility and strength, which a lot of Hunter builds do want. So this is a consideration for a pickup, this helmet here. And then lastly, okay, 62 is not terrible. Recovery and intellect is great here. We definitely have some spikes there. Maybe a little bit too high resilience and then not enough mobility, but these are decent legs. Seriously consider getting them. Something else you should seriously consider is that this is the Righteous Armor set back from Season of Dawn. Like, this is actually a pretty old armor set here, so consider picking this up if you are a collector. If you haven't, if you weren't around during Season of Dawn, I think this was actually offered just in terms of random drop armor, like world drop armor for a certain point, but if you weren't around for that, if you don't have it, consider getting this armor just for the collector's value, just to turn into ornaments, because it is a very old armor set. And so guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.